you know this song?
No. I mean, it doesn't sound familiar.
Short people got no reason.
No reason for what?
Just no reason to live.
Oh, that's so fucked up. All right. Well, welcome to another episode of Will There Be Cake? I am Amber. That is Robert.
That's me. And that was Randy Newman.
Randy
Short
Newman
people.
telling short people to kill themselves because today is National Short Person Day, but you're supposed to embrace it today. Don't listen to Randy Newman.
We're supposed to, I guess.
He doesn't know it all.
Yeah, but he's smart about some things. He loves LA.
That's true.
I love LA.
That's okay.
No, okay, fine. There goes our LA listeners and our short people listeners.
I've never been to LA, so I can't really talk
You
about
have been to LA,
No.
haven't you?
No, I've been to San Diego.
Yeah, that's close enough.
Yeah, I liked San Diego, but I just hear such bad things about LA.
There's good spots.
Okay.
Beverly Hills is cool.
Beverly
Weezer
Hills.
thought so.
Actually, I met Weezer when I was in San Diego.
But not in Beverly Hills.
Not in Beverly Hills.
Crazy.
That would have been cooler, way.
Yeah, they're just sitting on like a lawn, like an expensive person. Some rich person's house. Cool.
Cool.
Not an expensive person. You can't buy people anymore.
Oh, man.
Anyways, we're celebrating short people.
We're celebrating short people.
Because they do have a reason to live.
Yeah. Just because they're short doesn't mean they don't matter.
How short are we talking? Like, what's considered a short person? Like, is it a little person or just a person who's short?
It's just a person who's short. I mean,
Okay.
I'm sure it could be a little person, but...
Well, I'm saying it's probably under. It's like 4'4" and under is maybe a short person, right?
Yeah, I think it's just, like, it depends. Like, if you're the shortest person in your group of friends, you're short.
Who's the shortest person you know? Name them by name.
I don't know her, like, full name, but we call her Tiny Tina.
Oh, you call her that
Yeah.
name? God,
But
you're ruder than Randy.
I
over
mean,
here.
I was introduced to her that way, and I
Oh.
think she's okay with it because she is really tiny, and she
yeah, but sometimes you have to be okay with your nicknames.
yeah,
You just
exactly.
get them, and you're just like, fine.
She's super awesome, and she's super fucking smart. She is actually, I don't know what her official job title is, but she works at Green Bench, and she does like the chemical stuff with the beers.
Okay. All
So
the
every time
brownie.
I see her, she's like, I did this and in like this compound and this and this. And I'm like, I have no fucking idea what you're talking about. But
That's when
cool.
she comes down from her 3-step ladders.
Yes. She really,
Those are pretty big.
she does have to use ladders. And she's told me she has to have the tall men get things for her sometimes too. So
Yeah. She just needs a taller step ladder.
yeah, I don't know exactly how short she is, but she's real short.
I wonder what constitutes like a step ladder to just getting stairs at that point. Like, how many steps does it become stairs?
I think if it's more than 3, it's
Like
stairs.
a step stool is like, a step stool is like 3
It's like
for
3.
sure. But I think if you probably find like a 5-step stool.
Probably.
But once it gets to like 7, 8, like you just need stairs at that point.
You just need stairs.
They're that short.
Who's the shortest person you know? I'm trying to think of short people that we both know. There's not very many.
There's a short guy who plays poker, and he's pretty short, but I don't think he's not like a little person. He's just pretty short.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's probably the shortest person I know.
Okay.
Most
know.
short people I know are women.
Yeah, I was
Like
going to
they're
say it's
tinier.
probably women.
Yeah.
So the average height for a woman in America is 5'5".
Okay.
For men, it's 5'10".
Yeah, that's not that much taller.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I mean, I know girls, that's like a thing, like girls like a taller guy,
Yeah,
I guess, but does that matter?
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And then in China, the average female is 5'2", and the average male is 5'6".
Yeah.
China people are short.
Yeah. Asian people are shorter.
That's
But like you go to like Sweden or something like that, I think they're all like 8 foot
But
tall.
that means if you're short, or if you're short here and you go to China, you're going to be tall.
Yeah, you'll be looking up over all the little heads.
The little heads.
Sea of people.
Did you know that Napoleon Bonaparte,
Yeah.
who is known for being short, he wasn't actually that short?
They said the same thing about George Washington recently. I just heard that.
Really?
Yeah. All right, how short was he? He was 5'6" or something?
He was 5'7", which is
Okay.
tall for a Frenchman in his time.
Yeah.
But
I guess short for our time, maybe?
yeah,
But not really that much shorter.
not really. No, 5'7". It's taller than the average woman. So
Yeah.
the myth arose because the British like to portray their French enemy as a little bony.
Yeah. Weird.
Yeah. And since Napoleon was usually surrounded by soldiers from his guard who were even more above average height than he was, he often appeared short in comparison. In his autopsy, he measured 5'2", but that was in French inches, which is larger than British and American inches.
That's weird, like an autopsy to figure out how tall you are. Cut him up and we got to see how tall this guy is.
Yeah, that is odd. Why did they even
Right, autopsy.
measure
Just
him?
after death, like how tall is he, rather than saying through his autopsy we found out he was this tall. Because they measure from the inside, I think. They stick the ruler up to your head.
Yep, because it's not effective unless you go from the inside.
Yeah. Weird. I think I read that recently. Like I was reading Life's 100 Most Influential People, and I think Napoleon was on that list along with George Washington. And Washington, they said, was also it was a misconception that he was also shorter. And I remember learning about Washington in like grade school, and they said like he was tiny, like the bed that he slept in they still had, and it was like small and stuff. And it's like, but it's really not that small. Like he wasn't that tiny. He was like 5 something. He was like 5'8" or something. Like it was something weird. I'm like, okay,
I think it's just
I don't get it.
because nowadays we have beds that are way bigger than we are.
Yeah, so maybe that's what they were looking at. That like it just fit him like a tuna can. Like he just fit in
Just
there, or
fit
sardine.
perfectly.
And
Maybe he sat curled up in a ball. They don't know.
I'm gonna look up how tall was Washington.
How tall was Washington?
Not the monument.
Do you think it was to scale?
Holy shit, he was 1,000 feet tall. No, Washington was 6'2".
Yeah. What the fuck?
He wasn't short.
That's taller than me.
Yeah, that's taller than me.
Wow. That's really tall.
So I don't understand. I don't get it. All right, whatever.
Okay. So let's talk about the pluses of being short. Because we're both tall. How tall are you?
I'm like 5'10", 5'11".
Yeah, okay, same. So I feel like the pluses, you get more leg room in cars and
That's true.
planes.
And on a plane, yeah, that's
Yeah.
a big one.
You don't run into spider webs as much.
Is that a thing?
Yes.
Are spider webs known to be higher up?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just talking to my brother-in-law the other day because he was talking about it's hunting season, so he's going hunting all the time. But he was telling me how like he runs into spider webs all the time, and he's like the spider webs are like perfectly placed at like eye level, and he's taller than I am at like eye level because the deers run around in the forest or whatever, and they're at the height where it's like just above where the antlers would touch or whatever, so that the deer don't constantly run into him. And he's like, and it's like perfectly eye level and for me, so I constantly get a spider to the face. I'm like, oh, lovely.
Weird. All the spiders in my house are like in the corners, like the bottom corners of the room. Whenever
You
I
just
see
don't
one.
go outdoors. You didn't run into any spiders when you were walking across the world?
I mean, yeah, but it was like in like the woods, but it was like in
Exactly.
shrubs and stuff.
Oh,
So
okay.
like they were just all over, and they were like the big ones, which I was like, ah,
I know, they're scary.
setting up my tent, like trying to get inside before I get one crawling on me.
Plus, sometimes if you're like a weird tall like me, or maybe it's just a woman problem, like it's hard to find clothes that fit you because I have like a long body. Like I have extra long legs.
So you need a short skirt and a long jacket.
Yes. My arms never fit clothes because they're too long. Sometimes they do. I have to like wear a size too big for me because like I don't have a lot of weight in the belly boob area, but I'm long.
Long. I don't know. I mean, I don't have.
So the pluses of that's the pluses of being short. The negatives, you don't get to see concerts very well.
That's true. You got unless you're on somebody's shoulders.
Yep.
But plus is you're smaller, so you weigh less, so you can go onto somebody's shoulders
Yeah, or crowd surf.
or crowd surf. That's true. You can get into like holes easier.
Yeah.
Like if there's like a hole in the ground that you need to climb into because there's a tornado or something,
Ooh.
you can climb in there
Yeah.
real fast.
You might be able to get into like children rides that tall people wouldn't be able to.
That's true. If you're too tall, a lot of times to ride a ride, you have to be a certain height. So that's actually a con because if you're not tall enough for the ride, you can't ride
But
it
maybe
at all.
you like children rides or just like
I feel
going.
bad. Like you're like 50 years old and you're like just too short to ride the ride, and they're like, "You'll never ride Kumba."
Yeah,
it's
that
just like,
would be
come
pretty
on.
sad. What if you just wore like tall shoes?
I think they would still know if you're coming in on fucking stilettos.
No, you just wear like long pants that cover. They would know.
It's like that video of the two kids that went into a bar on top of each other's shoulders with like a trench coat, and they like went in there and like, "Let me get a beer." They're like, "No." No, out.
What do you? Oh, it's
I've always wanted to do
what's the fucking BoJack Horseman? There's those kids that do that.
Oh, really?
There's a character where he's just a kid on top of another person's shoulders, but everyone like thinks that he's a real adult. He's like dating someone and everything. It's fucking weird.
Did you ever see when Ben Affleck was on the Jimmy Kimmel show, but he was like really big and he was wearing this big trench coat kind of thing, and he came in waddling in, and Jimmy Kimmel's like, "You've gained a lot of weight," and he's like, "Yeah, man, stop talking about that. Like, let's just talk about the interview." And he's like, "No, what's going on?" And then he like opens the trench coat, and underneath is Matt Damon, and he's like, "I made it on the show." And Jimmy Kimmel's like, "No, off."
That's amazing. No,
So,
I did
just
not
talk
see
about
that.
more trench coats. But yeah, I think being short isn't like that bad.
No.
Like tall people, yeah, they can reach things on the top shelf, but when they have to like get something from the bottom shelf, they have to crouch down. That can hurt their back.
That's true.
Yeah, where
That's
short people
very
can just
true.
reach straight across.
Yeah,
and
I
grab
got long legs. It's hard to like crouch without my ass falling out.
it. You gotta bend. You gotta bend like straight, like a squat.
Yeah.
Ah,
And I'm not like a good bender, so I hurt my back.
good bend. You're not a gymnast.
I'm not a gymnast. I should do yoga or something.
Eh.
So in the 1400s, they created some heels for the first time called choppings.
Called choppings.
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 Chop, I-N-E-S. Choppings.
Choppings.
They're shoes that raised
Choppings.
their wearers up to 18 inches and protected clothes from mud and street
18
dust.
inches.
Yeah.
What? That's tall.
And it protected their clothes from mud and street dust. Street dust.
So that's like that's a foot and a half.
It was 1400s. In 1595, Queen Elizabeth I is painted wearing a pair of heels, making her the first person to be documented wearing heels.
I guess it makes sense. They wore fake wigs and powdered their bosoms and
Yeah,
stuff,
and
and
they
wanted to be super white.
Wore super tight things on their boobs that I don't understand how they didn't die from not being able to breathe.
Corsets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Napoleon Bon. Oh yeah, we already used that. Was 1804.
Yeah.
In 1996, an elevator shoe company opened. The Tallman shoes, the leader in the elevator shoes that increase the height of their wearers, is founded in Southern California.
I will say that
Why is it called an
I
elevator
find it
shoe?
sexist when women want like a tall guy and all that kind of stuff. But if guy says, "I want a girl like that is, hourglass shaped or something like that," he's sexist. I think there's a double standard there.
I agree.
I think short guys need loving too.
I have a
Big guys
friend.
need loving.
I have a friend. He's short, but not like super short, but short compared to most of my friends. And I hang out with him at Hops and Props, and he is into very tall women, like Amazon-sized women.
Really?
And it's so funny because he is short, and then he'll like come in with these like super tall women, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude.
That's weird.
So it's pretty funny.
Hey, everybody's got their preference, so
Yeah, exactly. Let's see what other facts I got. We're 5% taller than our ancestors, of course.
yeah.
Of course, we're taller.
It's because we got to see the movie theaters and at concerts and all that kind of stuff. Evolution is playing a part.
Yeah, but
in
back in the day at movie theaters, there wasn't stadium seating.
that.
So everyone was just fucked.
That's true. That's why I don't think we'll get any taller now.
Nope.
I think we've reached peak
We're
tallness.
like,
for
we figured
human
it out.
race.
We don't need to get taller.
Yeah, we just got to build stairs.
Dude, there's some tall fucking people out there that I don't even understand.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be too tall
Neither.
unless I'm going to play basketball.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, let's see. Dolly Parton is only 5 feet tall.
Wow.
Danny
How does she not
DeVito.
tip over with those boobs?
I know, right? Crazy.
How does she carry that?
Because if she was taller and had those boobs, she'd tip over, like the weight.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, lower central force of gravity.
Danny DeVito is 4'11".
Yeah, he's tiny.
He is super tiny.
Rhea Perlman's tiny, too. That's probably why they matched.
That's true.
That's it. Like, they got married, so.
DeVito recently said that he has no plans to ever retire from acting.
Good.
Good for him.
I mean, they're going to probably make another 10 seasons of It's Always Sunny.
Yeah, I
so
think
keep
they
it
already
going.
got, approved for that.
Even though Glenn Howerton wanted out for a little while.
That's so funny. I love that show.
Yeah.
Prince was 5'3".
Okay. Yeah.
Ludwig van Beethoven.
Yep.
5'2".
Wow. And deaf.
And deaf.
That sucks.
Short and deaf. Poor
Short
guy.
and deaf, but he played the piano.
Soviet pilot and cosmonaut Yuri Gagarin.
Yeah.
He's 5'2".
Hmm.
First human to journey into outer space in 1961.
Huh.
Yeah, so those are some
They're
short people. They're short people. They're
Short
live.
people.
They're out there.
But they're not little people like Peter Dinklage.
That's true.
He's short.
No,
He's
we're
a
not-
short
we're not
person,
talking about
but we're not
little-
talking about little people. We're talking about short people.
Talk about short people.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Cool.
good for you if you're short. Today's your day.
How do
Do
we
short
celebrate, though?
I don't know. Call our short friends and be like, I appreciate you.
I appreciate you being short.
Do you
Uh,
need
can
me to
you-
reach
Can
anything?
you grab
from-
that for me on the ground because I don't want to bend over?
No, it's the opposite. You do something for them. You reach tall things. Maybe in
I thought putting them to use was like making them feel appreciated.
no.
All right. So we get something like anything off the top shelf you need? Like you're going to spend a lot on alcohol today? I'll get it off the top shelf.
Yep.
And then
And then they get a cake.
they get a cake. We don't get a cake.
No, they get a cake.
We reach a cake that's on the top. I think I'm going to have a little piece before
Or
I
we
pass it all the way down.
Yeah, good idea. Or we just share it with them.
Just invite all your short friends over, kind of like the beginning of the Hobbit movie.
Just hold it above their heads.
Be like Gandalf with all your like hobbits and your dwarves and just sit around and like talk about like, get a cake and just share stories and tell them about like a journey you want to go on with them
Sounds great.
where they can all hop into barrels and go down a river. Because you can't fit there. They can though.
They can.
Yeah. All right. That's easy.
That's easy.
Cool. All right, well, go celebrate all those short people and make sure to tell them that they are worthy and that Randy Newman was wrong all along.
Randy Newman was wrong.
But we do love LA.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
This has been a Seven Lamb production.